Hi guys, welcome back to my home lake. This beautiful place that I learned to windsurf about 40 years ago, long time ago. You probably got used to that whenever we record a video, we try to bend, to stretch your mind, and this time it won't be different. This time we're gonna talk about boards, but the boards in very interesting way. Stay tuned. So last year already, I was testing the Isonic 67, which for 2024 was my absolute favorite board for all conditions. I could use it for strong wind, I could use it for light wind, for everything. And of course, I used the fins all the way from 60 all the way down to 26 in this board, and it was marvelous. It was super nice. And this gave me an idea that maybe we are using too big boards, and this makes us slower. So this season, 2025, with Isonics 2025 that are lying here on the ground, I started testing this idea even further. So I decided to try the Isonic 63 as my main board, and then maybe to go to Isonic 60 for high wind board, but trying to focus on the Isonic 63 as a board for all conditions. So obviously, for strong winds, it was a clear choice because Isonic 63 is a marvelous board, and 2025 model is a machine. But the question was how it will perform in light winds, considering that I'm almost 100 kilograms, and of course with the soaking wetsuit and harness, I'm more than 100 kilograms, and Isonic 60 is only 98 liters, which seems kind of dangerous in those moments when the wind dies off and you still need to come back to the beach. So for last few weeks, I was testing this idea, and I must say that it's working. It's really good. So Isonic 63 is gonna be my light wind board for 2025, and I already tested it, and most of the tests I made with the Neil Pride 7.4. This is still my 2024 Neil Pride because the new ones are coming. The most of the tests I made on the Neil Pride 7.4, which is equally the same size like Severn 7.8, so it's almost an 8-meter sail. And Isonic 63 performs in light winds super nice. And I tried it on large fins like 60, 50, 40, and then all the way down. Today, the smallest fin I tried was 28, was very small, and it was working because today we had winds from 12 to 30 knots. So everything, because this lake, as every inland, water pond, it's very gusty. So some moments I was barely moving. Some moments actually it was maybe 5 knots because I was barely moving. And there were a few gusts that actually blown me away. So maybe it was 45 knots in the gust. It was so strong that it just took me out from the water and just splashed me against the water. It was so windy on 7.4. So the Isonic 63 is a machine also for light winds. And even though the wind was dying off completely, I was still able to come back to the beach, moving forward, using this, energy going forward to keep me afloat. So on this board, which is 98 liters, I'm able to come back to the beach in almost all conditions. Of course, if it dies off, then I'm 1 meter under the water, so it's kind of hard, but it works. And what is the most surprising and the most exciting of all is that in these super light wind conditions, 12, 13, 14 knots, slalom light wind conditions, sometimes dying off to 10 or even 9 knots, with a fin 60, of course my fin, or 50, these boards is marvelous. And I tested it against the Isonic 67, my last year's favorite board, and this board is faster in these light wind conditions. And this is the conclusion of the video and of the last few weeks of my testing, that we are using too big boards. If I knew this some years ago when I was doing the World Cup, I would use a small board with a big fin for slalom, because the board is the main drag factor in slalom racing. The fin is not creating so much drag, the board is creating a lot of drag. So whenever I jumped on the bigger board, and for example, if I jump from Isonic 63 to Isonic 85, 140 liters, it feels like such an elephant, like such a big how this board is, of course, it's a very good board, but it's so slow comparing to Isonic 63. So in these marginal light wind conditions, when I put a 60 fin or 50 fin or even 40 fin or on Isonic 63 and then I jump on Isonic 85, it shows that I'm, with GPS, that I'm actually much faster with Isonic 63. So it's a clear advantage for slalom racing to be using smaller board with a longer fin. And of course, hold on a second. And of course, this longer fin, as my fin, makes it plane early, because I tested this last year, that the problem with early planing on the slalom board is not the size of the board, it's the size of the fin. And this is the lesson I learned from foiling. Foil takes off very early because there is a lot of stuff underwater. So I decided why not to try it with the fin. I created a 60 slalom fin, which is my favorite light wind machine for slaloming, for slalom fin windsurfing, because there is so much of it underwater that it's super easy to take off and super easy to get planing. And when you go fast already planing, you don't feel it. You don't feel the drag. It's not slower. It's like, it's maybe 0.5% slower or maybe 0.1% slower than the fin 35. But early planing makes such a difference. And after jibe exit, it's so fast. And then also, when you're racing, you can go upwind and you can maneuver in between the guys. So it's super, super nice. So, guys, again, the conclusion of this video is we are using too big boards. We should use much smaller boards because it's just much faster. Jibing is easier, board is much faster, and early planing, it's only due to a length of the fin, not the size of the board. So, the board of choice for 2025 for me is Isonic 63 2025 wood technology, because wood is the most beautiful, of course. And I feel like this year wood is even stronger than last year's wood, which was way stronger than the carbon previous year. And maybe I will consider the Isonic 60, which is a completely new design for 2025, completely redesigned for super high winds on my 5.6 sail. But I will use the 5.6 also on Isonic 63. But if it's really nuclear, it's really strong, then I will use a 60 on 5.6 sail with a fin 26 for super, super high speeds. Okay, so this is it. The one thing that you can be worrying about is coming back to the beach, because the board is already a sinker. It means when you stop, it sinks. But whenever the wind dies off, you just wait, and then the gust comes back, because it's always gusty. It's not like super equal, wind, super steady wind. The gust comes back, you stand up, and you go back. So it works. I weigh almost 100 kilograms, and on the board Isonic 63, I feel safe coming back to the beach. And also one more thing, when we go wave sailing, and we go wave sailing on the board 90 or 80 liters, it seems like it's a big board. For wave sailing, 90 or 80 liters, it's a big board. It's not a small board. So how come wave board 90 liters is a big board, big Bertha, and then Isonic 63, which is 98, should be small? It's also big. And also the Isonic 60 is 91 liters. It's also big. So don't be afraid, don't be scared of smaller boards, because it's more fun. It's for sure way faster, and this is tested with GPS. It's way easier to jibe, and of course it's less hassle, less trouble, and it takes less space in my garage. Okay, so this is it, guys. It was very exciting video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed for sure, and hope to see you next time.